Some have dug a biological trench in defense of the caste system. It is said that the object of caste was to preserve purity of race and purity of blood. Now, ethnologists are of opinion that men of pure race exist nowhere, and that there has been a mixture of all races in all parts of the world. Especially is this the case with the people of India. Mr. Dr.AMBEDKAR, in his paper on foreign elements in the Hindu population, has stated that there is hardly a class or caste in India which has not a foreign strain in it. There is an admixture of alien blood not only among the warrior classes, the Rajputs and the Marathas, but also among the Brahmins who are under the happy delusion that they are free from all foreign elements. The caste system cannot be said to have grown as a means of preventing the admixture of races or as a means of maintaining purity of blood. As a matter of fact, caste system came into being long after the different races of India had commingled in blood and culture. To hold that distinctions of castes are really distinctions of race, and to treat different castes as though they were so many different races, is a gross perversion of facts. What racial affinity is there between the Brahmin of the Punjab and the Brahmin of Madras? What racial affinity is there between the untouchable of Bengal and the untouchable of Madras? What racial difference is there between the Brahmin of the Punjab and the Chamar of the Punjab? What racial difference is there between the Brahmin of Madras and the Pariah of Madras? The Brahmin of the Punjab is racially of the same stock as the Chamar of the Punjab, and the Brahmin of Madras is of the same race as the Pariah of Madras. Caste system does not demarcate racial division. Caste system is a social division of people of the same race. Assuming it, however, to be a case of racial divisions, one may ask, what harm could there be if a mixture of races and of blood was permitted to take place in India by intermarriages between different castes? Men are no doubt divided from animals by so deep a distinction that science recognizes men and animals as two distinct species. But even scientists who believe in purity of races do not assert that the different races constitute different species of men. They are only varieties of one and the same species. As such, they can interbreed and produce an offspring which is capable of breeding, and which is not sterile. An immense lot of nonsense is talked about heredity and eugenics in defense of the caste system. Few would object to the caste system if it was in accord with the basic principle of eugenics, because few can object to the improvement of the race by judicious mating. But one fails to understand how the caste system secures judicious mating. Caste system is a negative thing. It merely prohibits persons belonging to different castes from intermarrying. It is not a positive method of selecting which two among a given caste should marry. If caste is eugenic in origin, then the origin of subcastes must also be eugenic. But can anyone seriously maintain that the origin of subcastes is eugenic? I think it would be absurd to contend for such a proposition, and for a very obvious reason. If caste means race, then differences of subcastes cannot mean differences of race, because subcastes become ex hypothesia, subdivisions of one and the same race. Consequently, the bar against intermarrying and interdining between subcastes cannot be for the purpose of maintaining purity of race or of blood. If subcastes cannot be eugenic in origin, there cannot be any substance in the contention that caste is eugenic in origin. Again, if caste is eugenic in origin, one can understand the bar against intermarriage. But what is the purpose of the interdict placed on interdining between castes and subcastes alike? Interdining cannot infect blood, and therefore cannot be the cause either of the improvement or of deterioration of the race. This shows that caste has no scientific origin, and that those who are attempting to give it an eugenic basis are trying to support by science what is grossly unscientific. Even today, eugenics cannot become a practical possibility unless we have definite knowledge regarding the laws of heredity. Proverbial Batson, in his Mendel's Principles of Heredity, says, "There is nothing in the descent of the higher mental qualities to suggest that they follow any single system of transmission. It is likely that both they and the more marked developments of physical powers result rather from the coincidence of numerous factors than from the possession of any one genetic element. To argue that the caste system was eugenic in its conception is to attribute to the forefathers of present-day Hindus a knowledge of heredity which even the modern scientists do not possess. A tree should be judged by the fruits it yields. If caste is eugenic, what sort of a race of men it should have produced.